It just popped up too. Good morning, everybody. Yo. What's
Yes.
up, everybody?
If you're late, doesn't it give you issues? We're late. We're late.
I don't know if it gives late or
It's
issues.
been 5 minutes. How long are you allowed to be late?
I don't know.
Because we're 5 minutes late.
10.
Hello. Hello.
10 minutes late. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the 863 Morning Show with your host, San Martin Rodriguez and Eric Knight.
Hard. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Oh,
All right. Do me a favor. Let me know that you guys are there and you are live. Say good morning. Say hello.
Are you giving stuff away?
Put your name next to everything. I might give something away.
All right. So Brent's saying good morning.
Good morning, Brent. How you doing?
All right. Let's just jump right into the day because we got so much to talk about.
We do.
All right. You ready for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Today is World Pasta Day.
Pasta.
It's impasta.
It's impasta to eat some good food around this community
There you go.
or any communities.
There you go.
With, what is that? Folic acid.
Right. There you
Is
go.
it folic acid?
It's World Pasta Day. I don't know.
Make sure you
I've
guys put
seen
your
it-
names down.
I've seen it made.
I might have a special gift for you.
I've seen it made. It kind of creeps me out a little bit.
You've seen it made?
Yeah, pasta.
What's wrong with it? Oh, because people are putting their feet and hands in there?
Yeah, well, I don't know about the feet. Where are you getting pasta?
Maybe I was thinking about wine. Remember when Italians would
Yeah, no,
swish their wine with their feet?
They still do that. They say it gives it something more.
Yeah, it's called food fungus.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
so crazy.
Hey, good morning, Prescott Trade Network. Good morning, Facebook user.
Good morning.
Good morning, Facebook user. Facebook user says feet. Yes.
Yeah, feet.
Speaking of feet, so that council meeting last night was interesting.
That council meeting was a little bit raw.
It went on for a long
4
time.
hours.
4 hours.
4 hours, and I summed it up, and I probably just summed up one piece of that whole thing.
They summed it up to where it was 24 pages of stuff they were trying to work on. They're going to break it up.
Yeah.
So
well,
6 months later.
Ordinances haven't been updated for at least 20, 25 years.
Okay.
It is what it is. It hasn't been updated for 20, 25 years.
So you were like in high school then.
Yeah. And this is.
Do you remember your council when you were in high school? Do you remember anybody that was on
no.
it? They were determining your life.
And obviously, what you do today will affect you tomorrow, kind of attitude.
Yeah.
But this is a conversation that was literally like, it was weird. As soon as I tapped into it, I was like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And Mayor Feelgood, he says, we are just catching up to the times, which is 2024, 2023. And we want to update our ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of ordinances that need to be updated, and I think it was in those 24 pages, were things that were actually like things that have been lax. Like people are not getting in trouble for doing certain things that were.
Well, I have it. I've heard. Well, I have it on the books if you're not enforcing, right? Well, I have it.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
Right.
And if the police officers and the city council or the city in general cannot force those laws,
They don't even know how to
or whatever they are, ordinances, then there's going to be an issue. So one of them is about panhandling. Another one is about where homeless people are allowed to sleep.
I was in Phoenix yesterday. Holy homeless! Wow.
And
Wow.
these are the things that are occurring.
You think we got
right now.
You think we got bad?
We
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not trying to elevate to that level.
I know.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we're trying
Life
to do.
goals. Yeah.
And so, anyways, I guess a good conversation is to get involved with the community and the city council, and also express your voice. I mean, because if not, people. I just suggest you guys go back and watch the city council if you guys have time. It was 4 hours, but
That's a long. Did you? Were you able to summarize the whole
I
thing?
summarized some of it.
Okay.
I'm going to go back and redo.
That's a lot of words to summarize.
There was a lot of words.
Shout out to Mayor Feelgood. He was getting some serious disrespect there yesterday, and
Very
he
much
stood
so.
up. And Veterans Day is coming up, and so he told his story, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Definitely serious respect to him, and good job standing up for your absolutely.
You got to definitely stand up to some of these people in general. But guys, if you love Prescott and you came to Prescott for one reason only, is because you love the ambiance, you love how life is treating you here, you need to say something. You need to go and support some of the stuff that's going on in our community as of right now.
Well, outside of all the talkers, Councilwoman Connie Cantel said that she has hundreds of emails
Hundreds
that people weighing in on this as well. So
So
it's not going to get resolved anytime soon. So if you didn't see it and you didn't make it, you didn't miss a ton except for some entertainment.
yeah,
I mean, it was both sides
was
interesting.
crazy.
But anyway, it sounds like it's not going to get resolved for a while. So
yeah, let me just tell you how
that's where
cool
we're at.
it's going to be.
You kept putting freeze warning. You freaking me out.
It is.
Okay.
Here we go. Saturday freeze, Sunday
Okay.
freeze, Monday freeze, and Tuesday potentially freeze.
It's that time of year.
Now, some people are like, "Oh, you didn't have," some people were just like saying it's freezing is not going to freeze something. It's like, dude, bro, just because you live in the flats of Prescott Valley or even in
Even then, it could be in the shade. It could be frozen longer.
in the shade.
Mhm.
It's actually colder. Duh.
I've got stuff
And
that sits in the shade like a copper basin, and it just once it gets cold snaps in, it just stays.
It never goes
Right.
anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just like, dude, some people need to go ahead and calm yourself down and realize you
There
are
are-
not the only person in this world, because technically there's a lot more things. And if you go to higher elevation, which is literally probably 1 mile north or south of us,
South of town, yeah.
or
Or even up in Mingus.
it goes to way colder.
It's
Like
probably
gonna be way
it's
colder.
probably still freezing right now
yeah, probably
up
is.
there. Yeah.
So, anyways,
There are some
just
extremes.
prepare your stuff.
Well, there are some extremes in our area. I mean, we've got the low-lying high deserts, and then you've got the mountain stuff, and we still see 10-degree differences, and at night sometimes 20-degree differences between the elevations.
And
So-
it is what it is. I mean, we have more than you out there, buddy, lady, whoever is as commenting to the point where it's like, like trying to say, why are you putting the fear in everybody? Well, first of all, a fear is not me. What I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you from having several thousands of dollars of damage to your home.
And plants.
In
Get 'em
plants,
inside, yeah.
like, I mean, you guys invest a lot of money into plants and stuff like that, so you got to go ahead and take care of these assets, these things that you have invested your money into. So
I appreciate
anyways.
the far enough warning because I was nowhere ready for it.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
going to
a lot
run
of
around.
people- a lot of people don't watch that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So, anyways, it was a PSA to go ahead and let you guys know that freezing temperatures are going to come. So I don't know. Let's go back to what we were talking about earlier.
Which thing?
City council.
I don't know. It sounds like a bad idea.
All right. Okay. So a couple things. The city is.
What else they got going on?
They're redoing their I think it's the way that they do the bills. So utility billing, either you pay before or pay after, because there is going to be some issues. Or you
Voting's
can go
coming up. Voting's coming up. There's a bunch of propositions. We should probably look at those.
Yeah, there is a lot of propositions, and one of them is to raise the increase of what the mayor gets for his service.
Mhm.
Also,
And the
council people. It's also raising money, raising taxes for. I think it was water. Basically, it hasn't. None of this stuff has been raised or even changed for the past 15 to 20 years. So they're just revamping everything. So to make sure that everything is still capable of being, what would you say?
Solvent.
Yeah, to today's time.
I have a feeling we're going to see in the next couple of years cities go bankrupt, and they just don't want to be one of those municipalities that happens
And
to.
that's what will happen. But
Yep.
I mean, there's a couple of things that are going down. So there was let's see, this presentation. Okay, so council meeting amending several city ordinances. These ordinances related to curfew for minors, outdoor camping, aggressive solicitation. Staff is seeking feedback on revisions of the ordinance of addressing sexually oriented businesses.
And that was the big one yesterday.
And that was the big one, and that was the one that was kind of a little bit like weird. Will it set the period for noticing fee changes related to the code changes?
And back up, we talked about it on Monday after the show because we didn't get the notice till after, and I saw it on your show yesterday. Just like that bathroom's going to cost
way more than 5,000.
right to fix, right? I mean, what the heck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is, I mean, they didn't just break; they demolished. that
They
thing,
demolished.
right?
Like they didn't have. They were mad. There was just some mad
Like,
people.
I don't know how you do that without a sledgehammer.
I'm pretty sure the person was carrying a bat. I mean, like it had to be a
Even a
sledgehammer.
bat,
It had to be
even a
sledgehammer.
bat. Like I can't see that kind of damage.
Yes,
I mean,
especially the metal ones. I know.
why would somebody do that?
Unfortunately. And once again, very angry people. Somebody
Jeez.
turned on the switch. They're
Wow.
like,
Well,
oh, make
do
everybody
you
mad today.
remember when we were doing the movies? People lit a fire in there, like it's just like what is
There's
going
other
on, people?
things.
Other
People
stuff going on in there, yeah.
Defecated. I
On the
was like, what
floor.
is going on? This is so weird. But yeah, these are some things that
they need some cameras there.
They need cameras. I mean, but obviously that means more money, so more tax dollars going out to all of this stuff. So you just go back just a tad bit. The proposed provision will bring codes up to date that provided the necessary background and information required to enforce these provisions. The camping ordinance will prohibit camping on public property in groups and in right of ways. Yesterday, that was
what is that supposed to address?
Right. Well, the homeless guys, homeless people, and just people in general that just think that they could go ahead and just
because they're not homeless, they're camping.
They're doing something.
Is that the loophole?
I don't know. I gotta go check this out. But what I ended up seeing yesterday was a guy that was like literally like on the corner of Montezuma and Gurley Street. Like he was just there, and he was just like all up in his. He parked his I think it was a wheelchair with everything that was on it, and then he was laying like literally in a backpack in the middle of the day. Like it was like, I mean, I would have found a nice little creek area so I could have silence, but maybe the wheels couldn't get to that area.
It could be, and I think they're cracking down on some of those areas, like under the bridges. I mean, we just had the Granite Creek Trail open up, and I'm sure they don't want homeless in there now.
Yeah, they don't. It just is what it is. Sometimes it just gets a nuisance. And I mean, once again, we talked about this before, and it wasn't about to go ahead and like, oh my gosh, you're homeless. It was more or less like the homeless people do not take care of our land. It just seems like they just disregard the whole, like, I have to maintain Mother Nature and take care of our environment. They're just like, whatever, I'll defecate right here in this creek. I will go ahead and pee in the corner of downtown stores. Like I've seen some weird stuff going on, and I mean, just the other day, I was walking from downtown, and on the right side of me, and I don't know what's going to happen if I say this, but somebody was getting oral sex on the side of the street, and I was like, what in the world is going on? So this is the type of stuff that's going on in our community.
We actually had somebody come look at our offices last week that has an office downtown, and they said the homeless just come in to use the bathroom and walk around the place and things like that, and so that's why they don't want to be downtown anymore. So it's a thing.
So guys, I mean, these are some things that, once again, we can't be like the judgmental a-holes out there and say, you can't do that, you can't be that, because sometimes people get put into these positions, but there are some things that people do not have to put their position in, and one of them is oral sex on the side of the road right downtown Prescott, Arizona. And I mean, once again, what everybody does behind closed doors is what they do behind closed doors.
Have doors,
but that is not where you want this to happen. I mean, I felt embarrassed because I felt like I was intruding on their little escapade. I was like, oh, so sorry. I didn't mean to bother you guys walking on the public land. It was over there by the Airstream, the new Airstream place.
Airstream Park, right? Yeah. Nice, right by the school.
Right by the school. Okay. So these are the things that are happening in Prescott, Arizona. And what do we do about it? How do we go ahead and facilitate a great community that we have been prideful for so many years? Like some people always talk about, how things are coming into our community. And what I realize, and I know, and I'm not the most straightest person in the world, I'm a sinner too, but it's like, I knew that Prescott was very conservative in their ways and the way that they brought their children up, and how we could go ahead and allow children to walk down the street without having been subjected to that type of stuff. And so that's what's going on.
You should have brought that up at the council meeting yesterday.
I didn't know that this council meeting was going to be that weird. But anyways, if you guys want to step up and you want to say something about some of these things that are happening in our community, you should probably listen to what's going on. If you guys keep an idle mind and don't care about what other people are doing or what's happening in our community, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, some of these communities that are going to crap. That's kind of what's going to happen.
I was in Phoenix yesterday, and holy Batman, homeless people! Like, wow. I mean, in places that every overpass in the 51 and the 17, and it's crazy. It's not even like it was just a downtown problem.
Yeah,
it was every single one. So it's just crazy.
And let me go ahead and just refinish what was what all these ordinances are. Okay. Camping on private property allowed but limited to those with permission with the property owner, a lawful tenant, and will have a limit on the amount of time allowed permitted for each activity. Meaning that some RVs are coming and trying to park next to a home, and obviously that's not allowed in the city of Prescott.
Interesting enough, the same place you just were describing, there's somebody living in a van down by the river. Yeah.
Well, there's an RV right up. I mean, anyways.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
this is what's going on. And regarding sexually oriented business activities, this ordinance will increase the types of businesses required to be licensed by the city and clarify that minors may not be allowed in any venue showing nudity, semi-nudity, and a specified sexual activity or material. So these are the things that are subjected. And one person came up and he goes, we don't need the council to police our kids. And it's like, well, the other day, I ended up getting a phone call from a concerned parent in regards to how kids are being treated in school, about being bullied, being wanted to be beat up. And it's like, okay, so where do we have that fine balance? Like, where does the actual government, which is the school system, do they help out with your child, or do they not help out with your child? Do they allow them to go to the point of getting ridiculed and beat up because you don't want the teachers to do anything about it? Like, there has to be a balance.
The big thing is we just cannot bury our head in the sand. People need to come together and have discussions and then work it out versus just yelling at each other on Facebook.
Yep.
So anyway, we're out of time. That was fun.
That was me, my soapbox.
That was fun.
Me, my soapbox. I'm like, I can keep going. If everybody wants me to keep going, I got this. I got all morning. I will let everybody know about how this is all going down. So, guys, if you don't want this weird lifestyle that you probably see on the news and everywhere around town, I mean, we are very prideful in the way that we have been grown up in our community, has been a safe place to live. And I believe that crime hasn't been so excessive because of these ordinances that have been put in place for our community safety, and also because of our standards. We have standards, we have morals, we have standards and morals, and I don't know what else to say besides those standards and morals need to do something, and they need to do something great for our community. So anyways, my soapbox is over.
All right, on that note, I got a meeting in 8 minutes. So.
On that note, all right, guys, just let you know this is coming down tomorrow night. It's going to be huge. Also, Glow Fest is happening on Saturday. And if you don't already know Luna Del Lago, we just released the times of all the bands. And if you guys want to be a part of it, you guys are more than welcome to join in. It's going to be a nice, beautiful day down at Lake Pleasant. So with that being said, peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins. We'll see you guys later. Bye.